Hey Tiffany, how you doing?
I'm doing good in yourself.
I'm good, thank you for asking. So how was your week this week?
It was pretty interesting. I got good news from my mom, but it ended up turning into bad news.
So you had good news from your mom, then it starts bad news, so then it ended up being a bad news. Usually you ask what's the good news, then what's the bad news. So what happened?
So, my mom, it was me, my other two siblings, and my father. We was just all in the living room watching TV, and she came in the living room. She had tears in her eyes, and she was just like, "You guys have some news for you." So we're just like, "Okay, what is it?" And then she was like, "How she's pregnant." We all was like happy. It's like, "Oh, you're pregnant." But I noticed that it was just me, my siblings that was happy. My dad was kind of sitting there like confused. So then when we noticed that, my mom was like, "You guys are pregnant, but the baby is not your father's child." And then that's when we all like, it got silent. Like it was just so awkward in the living room. Like my siblings stayed, but I actually walked out. Like I just left.
So your mom came into the room and told you guys that she's pregnant, and then mentioned that your dad is not the father.
Right.
That must have been a shock.
Very shocking.
So, the reaction that you saw from your father, what was your thoughts at that moment?
The reaction I saw from my father, I wanted to know what was going through his head. Like I was just like, why is he not happy that they're bringing another child into the family? Another brother or sister. Like I was wondering why he wasn't up celebrating with me and my siblings.
Okay. What was your thoughts and what was going through your thoughts when your mom said, "I'm pregnant, but your dad is not the father"?
It actually went blank because it was just so much at once. Because at first I was excited, and then she like caught us off guard. She said my father wasn't the father, so it was just like, wait a minute, what? Like we was all just sitting there like confused, So after we heard that, we was all like my dad, like what? And then I guess the more it started to simmer, I actually got angry and I just stormed out.
Okay, so your mind went blank after your mom said your dad is not the father, and you was wondering about your dad exactly what's going through his mind, as far as knowing, just hearing that you're not the father, and your mind went blank. But before your mind went blank, I know you said you stormed out, and you said you was feeling angry, or that was your thoughts, like your thoughts was, and you was feeling angry in your thoughts, or it was
like, because when it went blank, that's when it all was hitting me at once. So then once it started to settle in, it was just like I started, like, it came to my mind, like, that's when it came to my mind after the blank part was, my mom just cheated on my dad. Like, that's how it was. Like, they've been married for 30 years, and she cheated on my dad, she had an affair, and all that stuff. So then that's when the anger started to, come inside me, and then I just stormed off.
okay. Just thinking about your mom having an affair on your father, how did you truly feel at that moment?
I want to disgust. That's the first word that came to my head. Yeah, disgust, like with her, and I'm just like, you're supposed to, as a mother, you're supposed to show me as your daughter, like how to be a good wife, and how to treat others, like how I'm supposed to be in a relationship. Like they were the definition of like love to me. So like to see it fall apart, I don't know what love is anymore.
What was your behavior of thinking that, wow, you're supposed to you're supposed to be a role model for us, the fact that you're my mother, now you stepped out on my father, not only cheated, but now conceiving a child in the midst. So what was your behavior after that?
Well, I definitely isolated myself from her. Like she tried to call me numerous of times when after I stormed out. I did not pick up her phone call. It got to the point where she called me so much, I just ended up blocking her. Like, I don't come over because my dad ended up leaving her. Like, I check up on my dad, but it's like isolation from her. And I noticed, like, I was in a relationship, but that ended because, like, my trust and people in general is just, like, destroyed. So, like, it's very hard for me to, like, to commit to relationships, friendships. It's just, like, I just feel like people are just going to hurt me. Like, they're just going to hurt me. So, it's like, why give them that leeway? Why even give them that door walk through just to hurt me. So like I feel myself isolating from everyone, and I'm hurting my relationships on purpose just so I don't get hurt.
So you think by you being isolated from her, is that, was that a good behavior? Like, what did it make the situation better, worse? Like,
well, I know it didn't make it better because I'm pretty sure she was calling to explain herself, but it's just like I don't want to hear it. Like I don't want to hear it because I mean, obviously she wasn't thinking about us when she was running around with this guy. So it's just like, what? I mean, I do have questions like what made her even want to go and do that, but I don't know. I just can't hear her voice. I can't see her. I just can't. Not right now.
So your behavior is the fact that you isolated yourself from your mother. So now your thought process is like, okay, I don't have to see you. I don't have to hear you because you did what you did. So it's like, do you think like the thoughts that's going through your mind because of your behavior is logical?
I think so.
Why do you think so?
I mean, because for what she did, it's just like, I can't just up and, just be like, oh, it's okay, because it just didn't only affect my dad, like, it affected the whole family. Like, she didn't only just cheat on him, she cheated on us too. Like, she wasn't thinking about no one, so it's just like, why should I feel bad for her or try to work something out when she knew what she was doing? So, I mean, I know it may sound pretty selfish, but it's just like, she was being selfish, so it's just like, what? So I just feel like, at least as of right now, I do feel like it's logical because of what she did. Maybe my siblings can reach out to her, but for me, I can't reach out to her yet.
Do you think that's the best to do right now?
Yes.
Okay. What are your thoughts as far as, I know you mentioned that it's kind of, you wasn't in a relationship yourself, and then now you broke off the relationship because now it's hard for you to trust. So when you think of trust, what's going through your mind about trusting?
When I think of trust, I don't think it exists anymore because it's just like, I know a relationship can't happen if you don't have that trust there. But just to see what happened in front of me, because my relationship was successful really based off of them, because my mother, she was like my role model. I see how she treated my dad, and I saw how my dad treated her. So it's like I knew how I was supposed to be treated. But with that happening, it's just like, okay, I'm doing all this stuff and I'm treating him good. So now I'm thinking like he probably out there, cheating on me and things like that. So it's just like, I just feel like it's not even there, and it's just gonna be hard to like just have it built back up. So yeah, I just don't think it's there anymore.
Okay. So I guess the question I'm trying to ask as well is trying to figure out as far as, the trust. You feel like there's no trust there because, like you say, your mom was a role model. And for you to hear something like that, I'm pretty sure it hit home. It really, actually hurting you because you isolating yourself from her. You think that's the best thing to do and stuff like that. But my question to you is, have you tried reaching out to your father?
Yes, I have reached out to him. I'm just telling his voice that he's very, very hurt. He took some time off from working. And my dad, he usually poured himself into work. Well, he likes to work a lot. So for him to take time off, that shows that he's hurting. There's times where I'll go over to his new apartment just to see how he's doing, and just like, it's been like, just seeing the hurt. He's just not himself. He's usually energetic, active, but now he doesn't come out his room. He just lays in the bed and his eyes are puffy from crying. Like, it breaks my heart.
Okay. Have anyone in your family noticed that you've been isolated from your mom?
Yeah, my siblings have. Mainly my older sister, because we usually talk about everything. She'll ask like every time she'll bring up my mom, she'll see on my face like, I don't want to talk about her. Like, I don't want to say, this is the first time I said mom since I've been in this session, because I didn't want to call her mom. But it's just like, I don't want to talk about her. Like, I would change the subjects, and then she would notice that. And then she would ask, like, have you gone to talk to her or see her? And I would tell her, like, no. Like, the same thing I told you, I told her.
Is, why do you think your mom told you guys that your father is not the dad of the child she's carrying?
That's because the man that she's been with this whole time is white.
He's white. So what is your father?
He's African American.
He's African American. Do you think she did it out of guilt? Cause she, why do you think she did it?
She did it because she knew she was gonna get caught. Like the baby was gonna come out like probably either most likely looking like a Caucasian person, you know, mixed like white and black basically. So she knew that that's not something that she
Right.
can hide or pretend that is my dad's. Like it would have been either you're gonna deal with the consequences when you give birth or just deal with it now.
Okay. What were your thought process when she said the guy is a white man?
It was just like, well, okay, because it wasn't like, I wasn't mad because he was white, because my brother's married to a biracial woman who's white and black. I was just mad just because the fact that she cheated on him, you know, cheated on my dad. And, you know, me and my dad are close because I am a daddy's girl, so it was just like, when whatever he feels, I feel. So it was like, you know, my heart broke just like how his heart broke. So it was just like, finding out he was white, it was just like, oh, okay.
Okay. Have anything like this, not, you know, her getting pregnant by somebody else, but have she ever done anything to make you mistrust her or see her anything less in this situation?
She hasn't done anything. Like, I was looking up to her as long as I can remember. Like, I used to, you know, be in her clothes, you know, walk around her shoes. Like, you know, it was like how she was, I want to be like that. So unless she was doing things and she just hid it from us, which is what I'm starting to think now, because the only reason why she came out with this is the fact that she got pregnant by a white man, so she knew she was going to get caught. So now I'm thinking like, well, maybe the woman I was looking at was not who I really thought she was. Like, she probably was doing some deceitful stuff, and because she knew she wasn't going to get caught, she just never came out to us.
Okay, I know that your thoughts when she first told you guys about the fact that she actually conceived for another man, I know you went blank, and I know you stormed out the house and everything, you know, and the way you was feelings and your thoughts was all over the place, and also your behavior, you know, isolating yourself from her. But do you see, is there another way you could go about it?
I'm pretty sure I can. I mean, since I came to see you, I am being pretty selfish and standoffish. But of course, with me thinking like I have a right, but like at the end of the day, it is my mom, and I do want to talk to her. It's just that I'm not scared of what's gonna happen, but it's just like I just don't know if I can face her. Like, I'm pretty sure now I can go over there and talk to her because that's something that she wants, you know? And like I said, she has been contacting me. It's just I haven't been picking up her phone call and even talked to my sister. She says that my mom asks about me a lot, but I just look the other way, so.
How can you help a friend? Let's say, for example, if it was a friend in that situation, like what would you tell her? What positive advice you would give her?
I'll probably tell a friend, like, you know what, give yourself some time, and then when you're ready, just reach out to her, because in the day that is your mom.
Okay, you stated that if it was your friend, you would tell your friend that, you know, pull yourself back from the situation, and then when you're ready, talk to your mom and stuff like that. But what can you do to make the situation, to change the situation?
I think I can probably talk to her, just have like a mediator, like my sister, come over, just in case if I'm not able to express myself, you know, in a positive way, because I do still have anger in me about the situation, so things may come out that may be hurtful. So like having my sister probably just sit, you know, with both of us, and then just, I guess, discuss it from there.
What other positive ways that you could go about it?
Talking to my mom.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, when my sister being there to talk to my mom, so, because I just don't think I can talk to my mom by myself right now, because I'm just gonna let things ring, because the way my mind is now is just like, I'm not really thinking about your feelings right now, because you wasn't thinking about none of ours when you was doing what she was doing.
So the new situation that we are creating because I know we have a next session coming up, is actually reaching out to your mother and then have your sister there as a mediator to discuss exactly how you feel, your thought process, and also how you could go about it in a positive way.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there anything else you see you could do while the mediator is there?
I ain't apologizing. You want me to do that?
I don't know what you want to do.
I think this would be the first step, is just talking, getting some words out. Maybe you see what goes on or what's happening, but I think the fact that I'll just be walking the house, I haven't been there since I stormed out, so that would be the first step, and then yeah, I guess I can let you know how it goes, and if it feels better, then hopefully I can continue on with it.
Okay, I really believe I really think that's a good first step. So we'll take that first step, and after that, when we meet next week, you'll let me know exactly how it went out.
I will do that.